Hello people, today we're going to be telling another story in AI Dungeon. God knows how this one's gonna end up. None of you guys recommended any characters for me to do for this episode, so we're just gonna do one of the prompts, and then if you guys want to see a character, you can leave it in the comments below and I will recreate them on the next episode. That said, today let's try the apocalyptic one, and we're gonna be a soldier. Our name shall be Bitch Boy. You are Bitch Boy, a soldier trying to survive in a post-apocalyptic world by scavenging among the ruins of what is left. You have an automatic rifle and a grenade. You have lived in this military bunker since the bombs went off. You wake up and report for duty to your commanding officer, asking him what your next mission is. He replies, I don't know. We're still trying to secure this sector. There are still some bad guys in there. We're gonna say, well, what do you want me to do about it, Daddy? I want you to guard this door and keep the other soldiers away from here. Yes, sir. Let's play the AI's game. Let's guard the door and see what happens. You stand at the door and keep the haziness of your mind a secret from the others, trying to see into the room to know what to expect. Well, then I can just walk into the room. I don't need to play by the rules. You hear a bunch of voices in the room and have a hard time concentrating, but as your senses slowly come back to you, you realize there are a lot of boxes in the room. I don't like when I write, you walk into the room, and the story just does its own thing that has nothing to do with me walking into the room. Walk into the room, please. You are about to open the door when you hear a lot of shouting coming from inside. You quickly close the door and listen at it. You can hear screams, shouting, and gunfire. Let's just crack the door and roll our grenade inside. That'll shake things up a little bit. You quickly open the door as a military jeep drives inside. You throw the grenade ahead of you and duck. It explodes with a big bang and shrapnel. We're gonna say, what the feck is going on in here? No reply. You hear a bunch of voices in the next room. You enter the door and call out again. Your voice is heard by all, and you receive hostile shouts and gunfire. We're gonna block the gunfire with our ass. You take cover behind a destroyed wall. The soldiers are riddled with bullets, and half of them are screaming in pain. You hear a voice, bitch, you should be dead. It is Hego. We're just gonna reply, I can't die until I make sweet love to your mom, Hego. Hego looks shocked. He stumbles and attempts to reload his flintlock. The other soldiers are starting to recover from their wounds and return fire. I don't feel like people just recover from gun wounds like that. I don't think that's how that works. We're gonna shoot Hego in the face because we said we were gonna make sweet love to his mom and he started loading his gun, and that's sus. Hego screams and lies on the ground. You hear another voice, shit, he hit me in the dick. Do you think I want him to touch my dick? And a third voice, what about in the ass? I think that would hurt more. No. Yeah, I don't want to feel something that small hitting me in the ass. No way. You hear lots of laughing. Well, we gotta help him out, so I just said, quick, someone shoot me in the ass and dick and I will see which one hurts more. The soldiers pause for a moment. Then one of the soldiers raises his rifle and fires at you. You fall to the floor with a thud. You roll over and raise your head to see who shot you. We're gonna pretend like we didn't ask him. We're gonna say, what the hell was that for? The soldier replies, dude, I'm not wasting a bullet on you. You're dead anyway. He did waste a bullet on me. I don't understand. You hear a third voice, hey, block the door so these assholes can't get out. Alright, so I shot the soldier that shot me. That is a really hard sentence to say. Say that like 3 times fast. Shot the soldier that shot me. Shot the soldier that shot me. Shot the okay, maybe it's not that hard. You push the door barricade in front of the door and stand up. That is not what I asked you to do. Alright, so we put the barricade up and stuff, but then the Kool-Aid Man busts through the door and barricade and exclaims, oh yeah, and runs forward to kill the soldiers. He is shot in the face by a soldier and falls to the floor with a thud, his head partially blown off. The Kool-Aid Man gets back up and continues murdering soldiers when he is shot a second time and falls to the floor with a fade? His whole body exploding. The game's like, no, Kool-Aid Man can't be a part of this story, and to make sure that you don't bring him back to life, he is going to explode this time. Well, sometimes the story doesn't want to listen to me, so I'm not gonna listen to this story. I'm in charge here. Kool-Aid Man's body reforms and he continues to murder people. Hego runs over to help. I killed Hego. I shot him in the face. He died. Hego runs over to help him, but is also shot twice in the chest and falls to the floor. He reforms after he is shot a third time and says, Hego has returned. I would be running away at this point. The game was like, oh yeah, well if you're gonna bring Kool-Aid Man back to life, then we're gonna bring Hego back to life. So how about that? We're gonna tell Hego that his mom says hi. Hego nods and gets back up before being shot in the chest a final time. The three of you finish off the last of the soldiers. Okay, well, apparently I'm on Kool-Aid Man's side now. Let's tell Kool-Aid Man how sexy he is. The Kool-Aid Man replies, you mean because of the way I taste or the way I look? You think for a moment. Both. That was a very valid response. I'm very proud of the AI for coming up with that on its own. Alright, I'm just gonna type in continue and we're gonna see where the story takes it from here. That's something I found out, that if you type in continue, the story just goes on its own. The Kool-Aid Man says, feels good to be back, but I need a vacation. I'm going on a year vacation. No one bother me and I won't bother anyone for a year. You say, take me with you, daddy. The Kool-Aid Man laughs and says, sorry baby, but you are far too young to come with me. I'm going to a magical island full of hot girls and all the booze and smokes you could ever want. We're gonna call him a stupid bitch now because he's being a dick and not letting us come with him. He gives you his phone number and tells you to call him when you are 18 and he will take you with him then. He says he can't wait to be with you. Wow, calling people a stupid bitch really does the trick, I guess. Alright, we said see you later, Poppy, because it's time for him to leave. He did a good job. He did God's work here today. The Kool-Aid Man nods and runs towards the forest with his dog Pluto. Hego and you wave them off and go to find a couch or bed to rest on. Let's ask Hego how he's still alive. Maybe he has some information about how he reformed his body. Hego sighs and says, I'm not sure. It seems to me that the more people I kill, the more I live. He turns to you and smiles, but I am happy. You say, I'm glad your bloodlust is good for something. Hego laughs and says, well, I'm not a virgin anymore at least. What? You laugh and begin to walk to the helicopter. Once you get there, you see two bodies in your seats. Ignoring the bodies in the seat, we're just gonna tell Hego that I'm not a virgin anymore either, thanks to his mom. Hego smiles and says, yeah, this will be good to see his face when I fuck your brains out. What? You and Hego walk over to the helicopter and begin to clamber in. Alright, let's just let the story take us where it wants to at this point. I don't know where we're going in the helicopter. You and Hego sit in the helicopter and he fumbles to start it up. Did we just drag the bodies out or what? Just put your foot on the pedal. Yeah, I'm sure that's how helicopters work. You say, I know you stupid feck. Hego looks at you and smiles. Sorry. Aw, Hego smiles no matter what happens. Like, you can call him a stupid feck or anything and he'll just be like, sorry, and smile at you. He puts his foot on the pedal as you feel the helicopter shake from side to side. Okay, so we're gonna test our theory here that Hego smiles no matter what you say. We're gonna tell Hego, Hego, you are literally the biggest asshole I have ever met. I can't believe I am stuck here with you. You would have been better off if you had stayed dead. So, let's see how he replies to that. Hego gives you a nervous smile and he turns the helicopter on. Thanks, but I'm sure the dead guy downstairs would have got you eventually. He's like, if it wasn't for me coming back to life, you'd be dead right now. Don't forget that me and Kool-Aid Man killed every soldier in that room. I doubt it. You're useless. Hego sighs and begins to fly the helicopter towards your safe house. I'm not useless, I'm just misunderstood. Is that so? Hego begins to fly towards the safe house. Poor Hego. Okay, so I let the story continue and my character goes, people criticize me for not having any weaknesses, but to be honest, I don't think I really do. Everyone has one big one. Hego leans forward and stares at you. What are you talking about? Yeah, I don't really honestly know what he's going on about either. Let's ask Hego what his weakness is so that we can kill him. Hego shifts uncomfortably in his seat as he says, shit, I don't know. I'm not really sure I have one. You stare at him and say, lying. We need to figure out what his weakness is so we can finish him off. I think he knows our plan though, that's why he's uncomfortable. Hego stays silent as he looks down. I have many, Hego, he whispers. He's just talking to himself. I have many, Hego. You stare at him and say, I don't believe you. You are a liar. Alright, stop it. Okay, we really need to figure out what his weakness is. So I said, tell me what your weakness is or I will blow up this helicopter. Hego looks at you and says, alright, fine. I'm an asshole. I don't know when to stop. I'm sorry. He looks at you with a fake smile and then chuckles. Dude, Hego is insane. Just like imagine him be like, alright, fine. I'm an asshole. I don't know when to stop. I'm sorry. As he smiles at you, like, that's just fucking weird, man. Alright, so I guess with that information, we can use anti-asshole powder on Hego. You put something on Hego to make him calm down. It seems to work, but he is still an asshole. Thank you. You're welcome. Okay, well that didn't work, so I guess we're gonna have to ask him how to kill an asshole. Hego is quiet for a moment. You don't. You nod in agreement. Yep, nothing else needs to be done. I'm really trying to pry this information out of Hego. I said, but if someone had to kill an asshole, how would he go about that? Hego pauses. First, he would have to realize that he needs to kill an asshole. That's a good point. Only a truly great person can recognize when they are being assholes. We said, but how do assholes die? Hego thinks for a moment and says, assholes die the same way as anyone else. They get old and die of natural causes. Sometimes really bad things happen, but that is extremely rare. He's just sitting here having this conversation with me and he has no clue that we're trying to kill him right now. Alright, I've heard enough. Stab him in the throat. Hego gasps for air and clutches his throat as blood trickles down from his ears, and sometimes you just have to let them go. I don't know if our character said that or if Hego said that as he was gasping for air, but either way, it's golden. Alright, let's let the story continue and see if Hego actually dies this time. Hego grabs you by the wrist and holds the knife close to your throat. Are you willing to let me go? You look at Hego with hatred in your eyes. Never. He smiles back. What? Let's just let the story continue. It seems to be doing a great job on its own. Then you're going to stay an asshole for the rest of your life. Not going to change. Hego sighs. I suppose that's my fate then. Let's stab him again in the nuts to make sure he dies. Hego grunts in pain. You best get used to pain then. He looks down at his destroyed nuts and winces. Okay, I think you've had enough. He's like, okay, you've stabbed me enough times. Just calm down now, man. Alright, let's stab him in the forehead. We gotta finish him off here. Hego slumps forward in his seat. Can't argue with that. You sit back and look out the window as the city passes by. He said, I think you've had enough, and you stab him one more time and he dies, and you're like, can't argue with that. Stab him in the back one more time so that we make sure he's dead. Hego's corpse slumps over, blocking your view. Oh, fuck. You stand up and try to push his corpse aside to get a better view outside, but it's wedged in tight. Let's ask Hego if he's still alive so that we know for sure if he's dead. Nothing. Silence. You swear and pull on his corpse, but it's no use. Hego! You just stabbed him 4 times and now he's worried that Hego is dead. That's what you get for being an asshole, Hego. There's a thud and the helicopter starts moving again. Fuck, you might as well sit down and finish the trip to the airport. It's too late anyway, you're fucked. You sit back down and put your head against the seat. Well, at least it wasn't a long trip, you think as you drift off to sleep. He's the only person in the helicopter and he's fallen asleep at the steering wheel. You open your eyes and take a long drag from your cigarette. We're gonna say, cancer tastes so good. You stare down at your cigarette and then flick it out the window. You watch it disappear into nothingness, like Hego's life. Let's call Kool-Aid Man and tell him that we killed Hego. Calm! His mannequin head turns towards you. I have a message for you. What's the message? You are a fucking wanker. Let's tell him that we killed Hego now. Calm, what? Oh, Kool-Aid Man? Okay, I just now put this together. Calm is Kool-Aid Man. It's shortening it. It's trying to be like the cool kids making acronyms for stuff. Reading that again. Kool-Aid Man. His mannequin head turns towards you. I have a message for you. What's the message? You're a fucking wanker. So he called us a wanker, and then we told him that we killed Hego. Kool-Aid Man laughs, turns and walks away. That was a terrible joke. No one wants to hear that. You feel sick, nauseous. You're gonna throw up. I guess when I said call Kool-Aid Man, it meant like out the window of the helicopter. I don't know. We're gonna shoot a missile at him. Your finger pounds on the trigger as you fire a missile, missing totally. I'm not afraid to die. I just don't want to be here. You miss him again by many meters. Okay, since the game is making us be specific, we're gonna say hit Kool-Aid Man with the missile. You'll never get me. A missile races towards Kool-Aid Man's mannequin head, taking him out of view. It crashes through the window, destroying everything in your line of sight. You say, gotcha bitch. The helicopter lands and you disembark. You have no idea where you are, but you can follow the shouting to find your way to the terminal. The concourse is massive and packed. We're just gonna shout, I'm a terrorist. Come at me, TSA. A TSA agent approaches you. You know you're not allowed to bring weapons on board, sir. You say, "You can suck my nuts, bitch tits." He backs off as you break into laughter. You are the proud owner of 2 Cutlass Saba tigers, some electrical tape, and a lit cigar. When it said Cutlass, I thought it meant like the sword, but is there like a Cutlass Saba tiger? Is that a kind of tiger? I don't know. You command your tigers to eat the TSA agent. You sit there for a second laughing before the cigar flame out. Sadly, the lit cigar has not chosen you as its master. What? Okay, again, we're gonna watch our tigers eat the TSA agent. Your tigers do not disappoint. The TSA agent's skull explodes as his brains hit magnesium, and then they eat the skull. You've never seen anything so damn cool. Now we can walk through security with our weapons. You're through security and onto the plane. You have a 10-minute wait until it's time to board. You could use the time to stretch your legs or get some lunch. This turned from starting in a military bunker where the Kool-Aid Man killed all of the soldiers inside into me being in a helicopter with Hego before stabbing him 4 times and watching him die. And then I landed at the airport and I'm gonna get on a plane now. I don't understand what's going on. You sit down and place your hold all beside you. You've never been on this type of plane, so it'll be interesting to see how it works. The plane starts moving far too fast. We're gonna commandeer the plane now, because we brought weapons on board, so we can do that kind of thing. You grab the controls. What the fuck do you think you're doing? The flight attendant screams. Shenanigans over. You reply and dump a can of Red Bull down the toilet. We're gonna kick the flight attendant in the titty and continue to fly the plane. You're in the air and your heart is pumping. You move to the seat next to you and ask, "Does this one work?" "Yes," the window seat replies. "I thought I was commandeering the plane. Why am I back here with this person now?" "Let's ask this person if he wants to help me steal the plane." The window nods. I like how we just refer to the guy sitting in the window seat as the window. You take the controls and switch off the engines. You move to the front of the plane and unlock the door. The flight attendant is frozen, unable to comprehend what has just happened. We're gonna say, "See ya, sucker," to the flight attendant. You throw open the door and order, "Go." You've never flown anything in your life, but you managed to hit all the buttons and send the plane on a southern route. We're gonna throw the flight attendant out of the door, but don't worry, she's been trained for this because they're the ones who do like the in case of emergency speeches at the beginning, so she'll be fine, right? You sit back and relax as you watch the world go by. The flight is only a few minutes long, but it feels like forever until you eventually touch down. No, I've been planning on crashing this plane for too long to allow this to be a safe landing. We're gonna botch the landing and explode the plane. You slam the plane down on the runway at full speed. You hear screams from the passengers as they are flung in all directions. You in the window seat are the only ones who made it out alive. No, I'm trying to die. It's time for the video to end, dude. At least the window seat made it out. Will you do one last thing for me, window? You hand him the lit cigar before you go through the emergency procedures in your head. You follow the emergency checklist, the plane starts to burn, and you look out for the fire crews as you disembark. We're gonna ask him, "Will you stab me like I stabbed my dear friend Hego, Mr. Window Seat?" You get a knife through the chest. It's completely painless, and you don't feel a thing. You're dead. Killed by the window seat in the end. How sad. No, I didn't mean to put it there. I meant to put it under story, not you do. You, the end. You got terminal cancer. It's a dark day when you die of terminal cancer. What? I already died. Okay, there we go. I typed it in the story section, so the story ended. The end. Yay! Well, that was quite the roller coaster ride of a story there, but I don't really expect anything less when I play AI Dungeon. If you have any ideas on how you'd like the next story to go, just let me know in the comments and I will happily apply them to the next story because I plan on playing this game very often from now on. It's a fun time. It's a wild time, but a fun time. Maybe next time we can be Kool-Aid Man on his stripper island with drugs and alcohol. That sounded like a blast. I am kidding. Do not do drugs, kids. Drugs are bad. I said that in a goofy voice, but I'm being serious, you fegs. Other than that, thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed this riveting story about Kool-Aid Man and Hego and tigers eating TSA agents. It was a good time. I hope you guys all have an amazing day, and I will see you next time.